What up, y'all? This is Jamba. I'm at my cousin's bedroom. This is where I do my videos now because my place, the internet is just garbage, so I have to come here. This is where I do a lot of my. This is the Jamba headquarters for now. I want to do a quick video, and I don't even know exactly where this is gonna go, but I want to do a quick video on the Kamala Harris Christian situation, where apparently, and you can look this up online, there was a clip that went viral where Kamala Harris was doing her speech. I forget, I think it was in Nevada, and there was some people, and she was talking about um, the abortion stuff, you know what I'm saying, and talking about women's reproductive rights and how that's very important, and people were cheering, oh my God, and there were a few pro-life activists in the audience, I believe, and a few of them were chanting, Jesus is Lord or something like that. And again, this is what is alleged. This is kind of what, according to the reports. And she said to them, "Oh, you must be at the wrong rally." Again, this is something you probably have seen this before if you clicked on this video. Um, Anyways, so does Kamala Harris? What are my thoughts on Kamala Harris as it relates to Christianity? Is she somebody who is against Christian values? Is she somebody who perhaps there have been people saying that she hates Jesus and things of that nature? I don't necessarily know, man. I think that this is a presidential candidate, I should say. One of I could be wrong. I mean, this could be the first presidential candidate to my knowledge, because I know JFK was Catholic, but Catholic and Christian are kind of like cousins. But I don't know if Kamala Harris is actually a Christian. I'm pretty sure she's not. I know that her husband is of Jewish descent, is Jewish. Can I say that on YouTube? I don't know. Ah. But I know that that's the case. I know that she has Hindu background with, I think, on her mom's side or whatever, but I don't think that she's Christian. And I think that's important because I think that Kamala Harris kind of represents the new American, and I'm not saying new because obviously we've had people who there's so many people who are not Christian affiliated or whatever. Um, but it seems as though she's representing for a lot of people the candidate who is not going to be at all beholden to any type of Christian values per se. I think this is also interesting because I did see a clip of Kamala Harris at a black church, and all the congregation was praying over her and what have you, and it did seem a little bit inauthentic. I mean, I I think it's interesting that a lot of the black community, not all obviously, is behind her. And you have a lot of the people in the black community, and obviously not all the black community is obviously, Christian or faith based, but a lot is, right? I mean, like, it's still, I think, it's a smaller pillar than what it was before, because people in general just are not as religious as they used to be. But it's just interesting how you look at these churches, these black churches specifically, and they're propping up Kamala, even though Kamala is not necessarily, it's not really Christian. It's kind of like we like to associate her because she's black, even though a lot of people don't think she's black. I'm not even gonna go into, like, I don't know. I don't know. That's my stance. I don't know. Do I care? Not really. I probably should care, because if she is lying about her race, I think that's really fucked up. But if she's not lying about her race, then I think it's fucked up that people are saying that she is lying about her race. So I just don't know. I don't know. Um, but I just yeah, she's representing this new age where it's kind of like there was a time where you being religious, you being of God was important. It was important in how you relate to people, especially in the flyover states. I mean, Obama was a professing Christian. A lot of people kind of question that because of his values and all that, but he was still a person who we knew that Obama was Christian. At least that's what we believed. Kamala is like it's kind of hands off in that department. So, as far as is she against Jesus? I don't necessarily know if it's that consciously. Um, I know that there's a pro-life argument as to maybe that, again, if you're pro-life, you're more than likely going to believe that her stance on abortion is evil. And if you're a person who's pro-choice, then you're going to believe that people who are more so on the pro-life side are trying to stagnate women's rights and all that stuff. So there's that kind of argument that you can make on an abortion tip. Um, but I think that, especially with young women, because I'll be honest, as a guy who's kind of been kind of dating and noticing stuff about young women, like a lot of young women are not Christian. There are some that are, but most young women, especially I would say between the ages of like 18 and like 25, they're not religious. They're more so spiritual, or of something agnostic, blah 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 blah. So I think that's another reason as to why somebody like Kamala Harris resonates with them, because Kamala Harris is not somebody who is beholden to a particular religion really at all. It's I think she's really kind of separating that. And I mean, sure, I mean, we did see her at that church, but again, I think that was more so, her being at that black church was more so because she was black, as opposed to her being Christian. Because yeah. So this is all weird. I usually don't talk about politics. It can be divisive. So I usually kind of talk about relationships, and I do, reactions to stuff I find to be interesting, pop the balloons and all that. But I wanted to kind of delve into this a little bit, because I do know people who are Kamala supporters and are Christian. And I find that I think I'm not going to say that here's what I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say that you can't be a Christian and support Kamala Harris for whatever reason, right? But I do think it's interesting that when they said, in the stands, in the audience, Jesus is Lord, and then she said you're at the wrong rally. I do think that more than likely is a bit of a sign there. That's an interesting, controversial reaction to that statement. Um, because I think that when you hear that statement, Jesus is Lord, I think there are connotations that we make towards that statement. There's a connotation that you're probably against Jewish people, or that you're against abortion, or that you're against X, Y, and Z, or you're against, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, we might point to, I don't want to say white nationalism, but we, unfortunately, we're living in a time where, where Candace Owens, because she went viral for the whole Jesus is Lord thing when she was going up against Daily Wire or whatever, right? And she got in trouble for some anti-Semitic statements. But there's connotations to that, right? To talking about Jesus in that way. And now we're so divided that if people kind of get a sense of what you believe in one, and like, okay, it's like if you are a Christian and because there's like two types of Christians now. There's one type of Christian where you're just Christian and you go to church, but you believe that, hey, you still believe in women's rights, you still believe in that other people should express themselves in certain, like, yeah, I believe in the Bible, but maybe not some things in the Bible, but it's like a loose Christianity. And then there's like another type of Christian where it's like a little bit more yeah, it's I'm gonna dive into this more, you guys, when I get my thoughts together, but be sure to like and subscribe.